Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so let's continue the urinary system. So we have an overview about what's going on in the kidney, right? We know the urinary tract, we know all these organs. Now we are going to see into the kidney to see how urine is produced. So the bottom line of it is that the function of the urinary or the kidney's function is to clean the blood. So it's right here. So it's an interaction between the blood vessel and the nephron. So here I show you a summarized, simplified cartoon showing you the interface between these two tubes or these two vessels. We have the blood vessel and we have the nephrons. You need to know that these two interface basically is the interface between capillary and the nephron tubule is because that capillary is the only blood vessel that can conduct substance exchange. So you got to be able to exchange. Otherwise, how do you interact, right? So this is only two vessels. And so we first look into the blood supply through in order to make it work. So we need to know the blood supply first. So we need to know that it's the the first one is afferent arterial, so it's coming in. Then you first see in your capillary. This capillary is called glomerulus. And then you have the efferent arterial. So both arterial are high blood pressure. So you can imagine that this capillary, sorry, this glomerulus capillary has high blood pressure. And so that push the fluid through. You won't push everything through. So some of those will continue flowing, but some of those will push it through. And this process, this A is called filtration right here, filtration. So fluid push through. And now when fluid push through, you have some good stuff because when you push everything through, you lose several good stuff. Um, you don't select them, you just push everything. As long as they are small, they can push through. And so here you need to retake them back. And so some good stuff are like glucose, like amino acid. Those are valuable stuff. You need to take them back. We also have some secretion. So this is another capillary. This is called peritubular capillary. We also have some secretion. We secrete some bad stuff, such as toxin, such as metabolic waste products, uh, urea, for example, that is a metabolic waste product from protein. And so they will get secreted here. And then we take it back. We also secrete some throughout this tubule, and then urine is produced. So that's that. So from this picture, I summarize the blood flow. The next one, I will tell you the nephron. And I think I did it earlier already. So this is the structure of the nephron. Bowman's capsule, proximal, loop Vandy, distal, and collecting tubule, collecting ducts. So here summarize that the only two places we have substance exchange in the blood vessel side, they are glomerulus. And this exchange is give and take, right? So what kind of exchange we do it here is filtration. So basically it's only giving away. So it's giving. And what kind of thing got given away? Any small things, anything small that given away. So that's filtration. And another capillary is the peritubule. And there are several names surrounding this concept. One another name is called vasa recta capillary. I think I can, this is called peritubule, but some of them call vasa recta. Let me see if I have those here. Okay, they don't say it here. How about here? These only say peritubule. So it's very common to just say peritubule because they are near the peritubule. But some others may also say vasa recta. No, no, all right, that's okay. We don't have a name like that here. That's all right. Yeah, all right. So that's peritubule. Yeah, you can just remember it as a peritubule. And so those are the one to also do substance exchange. Okay, what substance? Good and bad. What exchange? Reabsorption and secretion. And so peritubule, they reabsorption and secretion. So they reabsorb good thing back. they secrete bad thing into the urine. So that's the thing we're gonna pee them out. So that's the two capillary. And so let's look at the nephron. So here is the nephron, and we basically the following lecture, the continue the coming material, the remaining material in this lecture basically is to look into what is going on through these tubule. And so you need to know that fluids were going into it. So we were looking into the Bowman's capsule. So the nephron parts, Bowman's capsule, proximal, loop of Venn, distal, and the collecting tubule, collecting duct. So we will look into all of them. Bowman's capsule, proximal convoluted tubule, loop of Venn, distal convoluted tubule, cortical collecting tubule, that's another way to say it, medullary collecting ducts. So right there. Yeah. So we will look into it. So first one is the first interface. That is the Bowman's capsule. And the Bowman's capsule is the nephron that receives the fluid from glomerulus and the glomerular capillary. So right here. So that's the beginning Bowman's capsule. So let's look at it. This is in the blood vessel side is the glomerulus. In the urinary side is, or the nephron side, this is the Bowman's capsule. So these two, like face to face. And what's going on? What's going on in this interaction? Basically, glomerulus, which carry high fluid pressure, gonna push everything, push anything small, any small things through it, and dumping them into the Bowman's capsule. So that's that. So let's look into it. And concept is very easy, right? So you have this blood coming from your heart, push them through. So they will push them through. Yeah, so that's that. So here is the glomerulus. And this is a place we have the filtration. And so here is blood coming in. What's the blood vessel? Is this one? Afferent arteriole. What is the blood vessel in this one? Glomerulus or glomerular capillary. What's the blood vessel about this one? This is called efferent arteriole. Yeah, so blood coming in and it's gonna push it through. And so that push it through, it's gonna filter through, right? You're gonna have like any small thing gonna filter through. And the large thing, you see this red? These are red blood cells. Red blood cells, too huge. So they are not going to get pushed through. This is an important process because when they push things through, those small things, including toxins, will get pushed through. So we pee them out. And including the metabolic waste products will get pushed out. So this is important. Otherwise, your body gonna accumulate those metabolic waste products. You don't want to do that. So you push them through and pee them out. If we don't have it, then we have to do the dialysis, and basically it will be using a machine to clean the blood for you. Yeah. So that's the but we only do it like two days a week or 2 times a week, something like that. But here in the kidney, we do it every minute. We do it almost like 180 liters per day. So it's thoroughly clean your blood. It clean your blood 60 times. So each drop will get cleaned 60 times a day. So that is how much it clean your blood. It's very important. This filtration, we call it glomerular filtration. It's an interface between the glomerulus and the Bowman's capsule. So that's that. All right. So here is the next thing is that wait a minute. So you are saying that these capillary carry high blood pressure, push everything through, but I remember capillary is very thin, right? It's single layer, it's only one single layer. So wait a minute, are you saying that they can sustain that kind of blood pressure to push them through? Good question. Yeah. So how do they sustain that fluid pressure? They have something special. Let's take a look. So in addition to that single layer of the endothelium cell, they also have something stranded, cover them together. These are the cells called podocyte. So you can see that one cell. So normal blood vessel don't have that podocytes, but here is the podocyte. This podocyte has very long extended process. They were covering, wrapping around the capillary. They were wrapping around the capillary, and then yeah, so they wrap around the capillary. And so even though these capillaries sustain huge pressure, they gonna get pushed. They won't get broken by the fluid pressure. Otherwise, think about that. You use the toilet paper, right? And you gonna sustain the water pressure, they gonna broke. So the same thing here. So we use something extra to support. So that's the podocytes. They have the food processes, and then this food process also forms slits. So this is called filtration slits. Remember this name because which cells in the glomerulus is responsible for determining the size of filtrates. That is the podocytes. Which cells is in the glomerulus to sustain the structure, the integrity of the capillary. That is the podocytes. Yeah. So the podocytes is the name, and that is the cells to sustain the structure. All right, so that problem solved. Now, next thing is that, okay, now we know that it sustains huge pressure and filter things through. The question is, what kind of thing got filtered through? So the answer is anything monomer. So here is the example, glomerular filtration. So it's very much like you are washing your fruits, right? And anything small will get filtered through. And so you can see that you have water in the plasma, in the blood. You have the same water in the filtrates. Yeah. Yeah, right. So water can get filtered through. And also here, glucose. So glucose is small, glucose is monomer, glucose is monosaccharide. So it will also get filtered through. You see one here, so same amount. You have something here, there was something there. Amino acids is the monomer of protein. Protein is a polymer. Polypeptide is a polymer of amino acids. So proteins won't get pushed through here. Proteins, you see proteins in the plasma, you see zero in the filtrates. So protein don't get filtered through. Urea is the metabolic waste products. It got filtered through. Ions is also get filtered through because that's very small. Sodium, potassium, calcium, just one atom, right? So it got filtered through. Yeah. So you know that large thing will get filtered. And even larger things such as cells, they won't get filtered through. So if you see the urine is red, meaning that you filter through red blood cells, which is very bad. You should not filter through things like that, big things like that. We usually measure the urine protein, and so see if you have filtration. If you filter through the protein, you should not see the protein in your urine because protein is pretty big. Yeah. So that's filtration. I think that's everything. All right. So if you know this, basically it's almost halfway through. Yeah. So you know everything already. One terminology that we commonly see in the clinical setting, which is that how do we determine the kidney function? Because kidney's function is to clean the blood. So the way to determine it, to quantify the kidney function, is to quantify glomerular filtration rate. Yeah, so GFR. There are some variation to determine this one, but basically people just call it GFR, something like eGFR or something. Yeah, so that's uh, yeah, so that's something that's called uh estimated GFR. So usually you get something like that when you do the blood test. They can estimate, well, how well your filtration. They basically will examine your metabolic waste products in your blood and they use it to determine, well, you didn't really filter them through that well. So your eGFR, estimated GFR will be either good enough or low. Yeah, so that's that. Uh, GFR is a proportional, you know, associated with the filtration pressure. So the higher pressure it is, the stronger GFR. And what determines the filtration pressure basically is blood pressure. So if your heart is strong, fluid pressure is strong, your filtration rate will be high. Your filtration pressure will be high. Your filtration rate will be high. So this is related to the heart failure patient. So if the patient has a chronic heart disease, so heart muscle is not strong enough, then the pressure to push the blood through will be weak. And then the filtration rate will also be low. Yeah, so that's something related. So all together is all about fluid. So how does our body manage the fluid dynamics in our body? So that's the filtration, and we finished that. We finished that journey, and we will continue this journey. It's very much like going a hiking trail. We will continue in the next lecture. So let's just take a break, and we will come back later. So the first one is just filtration. Anything small get filtered through. That's it.